Hello again, I'm Rob, the Country Traveller. Today we're taking a walk around the village of Brockenhurst in the New Forest. No Edith the miniature schnauzer today, I'm afraid, as she would have to stay on the lead all the time, on the hot pavements. This short video covers a walk around Brockenhurst village centre, stopping at some of the points of interest. As you enter Brockenhurst from the Lyndhurst direction, you'll see a very imposing building on the left. This is the Balmer Lawn Hotel, and we'll begin our look around Brockenhurst here. Today, this is a thriving country house hotel. During World War II, it was commandeered by the army. Winston Churchill and Dwight Eisenhower were frequent visitors, and it's thought that some of the orders on the day of the D-Day invasion were issued from the hotel. The Brockenhurst cricket pitch lies in the front of the hotel. As we walk towards Brockenhurst, we pass over the Lymington River. On sunny days like today, this is a very popular picnic and paddling spot, known locally as Brockenhurst Beach. A little further down the road, we pass another popular hotel, Careys Manor, which includes Senspa, a very popular spa. Here you'll also find Blaireau. Do you know what a Blaireau is? The answer is towards the end of this video. Passing an attractive row of shops, we find the Snakecatcher pub. This is named after a local snakecatcher, Mills, who frequented the pub in the late 1800s until his death in 1905. The railway arrived at Brockenhurst in 1847. Today, this is the main line between Weymouth on the Dorset coast and London Waterloo. Here's the original gatehouse. We'll cross over the railway tracks and make our way up to the parish church of St Nicholas. The church is closed at the moment, so we won't be able to see inside. This is the oldest church in the New Forest, and the only remaining church in the New Forest that is mentioned in the Domesday Book. There is a war graves cemetery here, beautifully tended as you would expect. During the First World War, a field hospital was established in Brockenhurst, firstly for wounded Indian soldiers, and later for New Zealand servicemen. Sadly, over 100 men died. 106 of these are buried in this war grave, mostly New Zealanders. Mills of Snakecatcher fame is also buried in the churchyard here, with a marble headstone paid for by local people. Coming up is a great example of a traditional churchyard yew tree, well over 100 years old. We're walking back down to the village centre now. This is quite a narrow lane, and the lengths of tree trunks that you can see on the left are to stop people parking their vehicles on the verge and blocking the lane. Coming up to the main road, we can see a queue of cars. These will be waiting for a train to cross the level crossing. This queue can get quite long in the summer and lots of people are here on holiday. Here's the train. In 90 minutes time, that train will be in London. We cross back over the railway line again, past the cycle shop and the Forester's Arms pub, and we come to another beautiful building, the Thatched Cottage Hotel. This was built in 1627 and is now a Grade 2 listed building. A little further down the road we find what seems to be a random cattle grid. In fact, the famous New Forest ponies and donkeys can walk around the centre of Brockenhurst, so we may see some at any time now. We're now heading towards the main village centre. As we pass the buttery tea rooms, we can see the main centre ahead of us. Brockenhurst is the largest village in the New Forest, with about 3,500 inhabitants, and it's situated pretty much in the middle of the forest. The village has two small supermarkets, a Tesco Express and a co-op. Unusually, the village also has a very good range of traditional shops. There's a hardware store, a florist, a chemist, a pet shop, a health food shop, a greengrocer's, fishmonger, newsagents, a butcher's, a baker and several more. You'll also find Chinese and Indian restaurants, a great range of local businesses. As we arrive at the road junction, we are approaching the Ford. The stream usually runs across the road here, but as we've had a very dry spell of weather recently, the water isn't high enough to cover the road at the moment. Across the road we see the second Church of England church in Brockenhurst. This is St Saviour's Church, which was originally a private chapel for the owners of nearby Rhinefield House, Lieutenant Commander and Mrs E.L. Walker Munro. A very impressive private chapel. St Saviour's was started in 1895 and is a remarkable example of late Victorian Gothic architecture. As the work progressed, the expense became too much and building work was stopped in 1903. A temporary wall was erected at the west end. The church was opened for worship in 1905. Through the generosity of the Walker Munro's four grandsons, work on the west end was resumed in 1960, and the church, as we see it here today, was completed in 1961. We'll cross the road here and make our way around the back of the village centre and out into the surrounding forest land. Beautiful scenery. As this is the beginning of June, we should expect to see some new forest pony foals. And in the distance over there is one that I prepared earlier, enjoying this fabulous weather. We'll make our way back through the village centre now. Over the dry ford. And past the traditional country butcher's shop. Now we're in Grigg Lane, where we'll find the Brockenhurst football ground. There's no games on at the moment, so some development work is going on. When we crossed the cattle grid, I said that we might see some ponies or donkeys. We've seen a new forest pony foal, and just up the road I can see some donkeys. And there's even a donkey foal. The donkeys are well aware of the traffic, but if you're driving past you need to take extra care. We'll carry on up this road and end up back at Careys Manor Hotel. When we passed the hotel earlier, at the beginning of the video, I asked you if you knew what a Blaireau is. Le Blaireau is French for a badger, or alternatively, a shaving brush made with badger hair. In this case though, Le Blaireau is a very nice French restaurant, one of 3 restaurants at Careys Manor. So that's our wander around the centre of Brockenhurst. I hope you enjoyed the walk. If you did, please subscribe to our channel to see more videos from the Country Traveller. Bye bye.